Can you hear it? Welcome to Relay.
Okay, we might be live. With any luck, we are. Things might be broken. With any luck, they're not. It has. Wait, is that? That's there. That should be
You
there.
look different this week, Nakara.
Yes. Oh, you can't. They can't. What? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You should be able to hear me. Okay, can you hear Shiver?
What? Who? Oh shit, that means I've got to talk this week, doesn't it? Oh crap.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hearing is good. Okay, yes, excellent. Here we go. Yeah. So first off, there's only myself, the beautiful me, and my beard. And Shiver over there. Say hi, Shiver.
Hi, Shiver. Did anyone when you started scratching your beard, did anyone else make a sound in their head that sort of, you know, that sound that just accompanies it? It just looks like that's a satisfying scratch, and you know the sound.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Relay Station. Today we are going to be selling you a hell of a lot of pineapples. I don't know if you like pineapples, but we're going to have them diced. We're going to have them sliced. We're going to have them cubed. We're going to have them stringed. We're going to have flamboyed pineapples. We're going to have pineapple stew and pineapple sushi and pineapple rice. We're going to have pineapples made into little tiny potatoes, then roasted, cut open, filled with cheese, and served on a bed of hot dogs. I hope you enjoy this. It is pineapples everywhere today. Shiver, how do you like your pineapples?
Oh, not on a fucking pizza.
That's the best place for pineapples.
Well, why didn't you list it in your intro if it's such a good place?
Because nobody here deserves pineapple on pizza because you're all a bunch of Philistines.
Do you know what goes well with pineapple?
Alcohol.
Pen and an apple. I'm really restraining myself from bursting out into that song now. I said it.
Yes, Zaith is right. Pizza and pineapple is amazing. It's one of the best ways actually to eat pizza. Quite frankly, pizza, pineapple. But if you get
using my hands.
If you get pizza pizza with pineapple and ham, you actually also have to get it with bacon. So pizza with ham is Hawaiian. Pizza with ham and bacon is Polynesian, and Polynesian is much better than Hawaiian. Just a little factoid for you. There you go. Yes. So
wait, Polynesia. Are we going to go back to Mesopotamia too?
Yes. Also Istanbul, not Constantinople, though.
I like the reference.
Thank you.
It's another song that's going to get stuck in my head.
Yep, there it is. It's in your head right now. I am an ass. No, Sargareth, I liked the first one better. Okay, hi everyone. I've been away for 2 weeks. 2, right? It was 2 of them. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yes.
So
I don't. Whenever we're not broadcasting, everything just goes dark, and I just cease to exist.
Fair enough.
Time has no meaning.
Carbide Edge. Thank you. So, let's get to the show. We're like 5 minutes in. This is about the time we normally start the actual content. So we got a bunch of stuff to talk about this week. How was everything the weeks I was away? How'd everyone do? How's everyone doing? You're all still alive. Everyone's still happy, and you've all had some pineapple, hopefully.
There seems to be an agreement on hover mode.
Oh yeah? And what's that agreement?
Yeah. Some people agree they like it. Others agree they don't. It seems to be just reading impressions around.
Right.
The majority like hover mode so far,
Yeah.
but there is a smaller group, but still significant number, that truly fucking hate it as it is right now.
Right.
And I believe right. And I think on Spectrum they're actually taking suggestions from the community on what they can do to, because obviously nothing's finished right now.
Yeah.
And hover's mode is
So-
V1 if that.
Okay, so slightly later in the show, I have a surprise announcement for everyone, and literally no one is going to guess this. No one. Surprise.
Don't be pregnant while you're already pregnant.
Shh. Surprise announcement a little later. But first, can you run down for me?
No one said anything about running.
Saunter down for me.
Better.
The problems, like, what are the complaints about hover mode?
It's first of all there's a group of the first impressions where it is something new and people haven't adapted to it yet. And one of the things that you have to, if you're going to keep playing, testing every patch, is things are going to change a lot between patches, and you have to adapt or just wait. And there is a chunk that's, I don't really want to have to get used to this, or just because it is so new.
Right. People don't like change. Got it.
But that's not all. It is a bit weird. It is a bit suddenly. I have to sort of agree to an extent that it is suddenly weird how you're going from what you expect to control with the joystick moving forward, and the ship just nose down, and that kind of changes in hover mode, where I believe that controls the pitch, but it also can shove you off or something.
Yeah, because it's when you're like level, you're sort of hovering, but as soon as you pitch down, the thrust is now pushing you forward, so you nose down and you go forward.
But yeah, it's complaints are valid.
Okay. So Ghost is terrible and guessed the surprise.
You ate those fucking words, didn't you?
Nah, I figured someone would get it. So surprise announcement. I actually played some Star Citizen this morning. Actually, I spent about 2 hours in game.
So you did half of a quantum jump.
No. Okay,
Sorry.
so I have to say, I did a bunch of stuff, and then then I quantumed from friggin' where you start Port Olisar over to Hurston or whatever, and that
At least you called it Hurston and not Houston. That's progress.
Yeah, I quantumed over to... Wait, question link is broken? What? Oh, crud. Crud. That's a Nakara thing.
I know a workaround.
What's the workaround?
Carry on saying your thing.
Okay. So yeah, I actually played some Star Citizen this week. I figured, 3.6 is out. It's live. Time to jump in. Gotta jump in. So I jumped in. I was actually extremely impressed. Getting around planets didn't take nearly as long as it used to take. Quantum, while still... Okay, traveling from Port Olisar to Hurston is too bloody long. It's like... just... so long. But everything else, it almost played like a game. Like, I got my freelancer, took off, picked up a mission, flew over to the mission, blew up a guy in space, picked up the box he dropped, put it in the back of the Freelancer, went to a planet, landed, delivered the box, got paid. Like there were I don't know. I was actually impressed, and so the last time I played, quantuming around a planet was annoying as hell because you'd have to go from orbital marker to orbital marker and hope you can find one of the orbital markers that's close enough to the place that you want to go down to. Now it seemed that you can just select a location and it'll sort of quantum you around the planet to get that. Like, just, I don't know, seemed like there were a number of just, it played slightly more like a game that cares a little bit about your time. I still think quantum travel from over long distances is too short, like takes too long to go short distances, but yeah. Then
questioning works for me, by the way.
Does it?
Works for me. It worked for someone else.
It works now. I think it might have been a brief down thing. The question link should work again. Try it out. Ask us some questions. So I did that. I did one full mission. It was great. I actually really enjoyed myself. Blowing stuff up with the Freelancer felt fun. I played purely keyboard and mouse. They had occasional pop-ups on the bottom telling me, like, this is how you quantum travel, which was good because I hadn't quantum traveled in, I don't know, months. So the occasional like tutorial pop-ups were very helpful. Yeah, I thought it was good. And then I went over to Hurston and I was flying along and I found like a randomly just encountered a little bunker and flew down to it. And there were three or four like ground turrets that were firing at me. So I was in hover mode. I was strafing around and doing strafing runs on them. I destroyed all four. I thought it felt really good. I really enjoyed flying around. Like I thought it kind of felt like a helicopter almost. Like it felt like you had weight when you were trying to go side to side, but you could. I really enjoyed it. I blew them all up. I landed, and then I couldn't exit the seat, the pilot's seat. There was no way for me to get out. Hitting Y or whatever to exit the seat didn't work. The context-sensitive exit seat didn't work, so I had to Alt F4, and then I spawned back at Port Olisar, and I said, fuck it, I'm done, and quit. But, like...
You were glued to your seat.
I was literally glued to the seat. But, and I don't, like, it's not quite there. It's not quite to the point that I'd be like, yeah, go try Star Citizen to someone who doesn't, like, love Star Citizen. But it's closer to the point that I'd be like, you know what? It's still a beta, but go try it out. The mission was relatively easy to understand and select, and Mobiglass wasn't doing that thing where it opens and closes and opens and closes and can't decide if it's right. Like it just seemed more playable. And I know it's an alpha. You know me, I know it's an alpha. But it feels, I don't know, it feels better. It feels a lot better than the last time I played. I was a lot more impressed with the progress than I thought I would be. I think part of that is waiting for full numbered patches between trying it out. Because the last time I tried it out really was 3.5. And waiting the whole numbered patch before trying again has seemingly had a lot of, allowed for a lot more improvement, and I thought it was great. So, I played Star Citizen, guys. That's something you don't ever hear me say, right? I thought it was big news, you know?
Yeah. Well done. Well done.
And not only did I play it, I'm probably gonna jump in again and try and do a couple more missions. I want to do some like bunker missions and ground combat and see how that feels. Cause yeah,
I mean, it's been a fair while, so there might be more ground weapons and things for you to choose from.
yeah, it's so Sargareth. The only reason I would play Star Citizen now is to every couple of months have an update on the progress of the game. I just want to see what's new. It was kind of nice while quantum traveling to see the notifications of like entering different legal jurisdictions. Like I was under, I guess, Crusader Industries jurisdiction, and in a dogfight, I shot some of their ship, and I got a wanted, like a wanted level with Crusader. But then as I, like, you could track the different jurisdictions that you were in as you flew, and it was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I need to.
Is that the start of the law system?
I think that's the start of the law system. Yeah. I don't know how much implementation there is to it. I didn't really get to feel much of that, but it was neat to see, you know, the jurisdiction of you're in Crusaders Industries jurisdiction, then you're in Hurston jurisdiction, and then as I got to Hurston, it was you're in UEE jurisdiction or whatever. Like it changed the different, I guess the different legal system, which was okay. That's kind of neat. That's something that they've been talking about for a long time, and it's kind of fun to see it in, you know. Minivira, probably, yeah.
Only if you're doing something illegal, and even then, only have to worry if you get caught.
Yeah, just don't do illegal things.
Just don't get caught.
Yeah, I that's what Ghost and Miami Bats say is about weapon attachments, and yeah, you're right. I want to try out the weapon attachments. That's something I want to check out. So I'll be playing it again. There you go.
So it's now in your scope.
Yeah, I'm decided to pull the trigger, and I don't really regret it. But
I'm glad you decided to take stock.
Yeah. I will say that the first time I loaded it up, it crashed the first time I loaded.
Did it make you
but then I reloaded, and it was, you know, it was smooth shooting from there.
I don't know how many I've got to do to catch up now.
Yeah, sorry, I went off half-cocked.
Cocked off, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're a barrel of laughs, aren't we? Let's just try and suppress that for now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say
anything else. We'll just keep it muffled.
The caliber of these puns is just... So
I'm surprised that we could hammer out so many.
Pretty much, Ghost. Pretty much. Okay. I'm gonna try doing this so that we can look at some of the media from this week. Let's see if this works. Hey, it's the Anvil Ballista. Let's talk about it.
It's a thing.
It is. It appears
Yeah.
to be a working thing. I don't really like the looks of it.
Yeah.
Kind of looks... Well, I mean, I know why I don't like the looks of it. It looks like a Connie had a really ugly baby with webbed feet, and yeah. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. in theory, love the really long distance of the missiles.
Well, they said they're going to look at it actually making, increasing that based around EM signature at some point in the future, didn't they? Because it's a bit short ranged at the moment.
He said he locked on at like 6,000 meters, which is not great.
I mean that's close range, isn't it? Let's be honest here. If you're 6,000, about 6,000, if you were in a ship, you wouldn't bother using your missiles at that range.
Yeah. So they need to work on that. They almost need to have almost like a longer range radar for it, so it can track things that can't be seen, I guess, through EM signature. But I don't know. I'm still slightly worried about missile gameplay. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys in chat think? Has anyone picked one up?
I mean, the thing it's how do you do missile gameplay and avoid the trope of it's literally just press a button, get a lock, fire, you get a hit, or you just slightly miss. It's the trope. It's the standard.
Yeah.
And what can CIG do to make it interesting, to make it more appealing?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, and so I've got another really big problem with it. In the episode, they're sitting there talking about how it's such a cool thing because, like, you'll be able to set up your base in your land, and this is what you'll use to defend your land. And it's like, okay, great, but I've staked my claim on a piece of land, and to defend my land, I have to spend all of my time inside one of these, like,
or hire another player or NPC, hopefully.
But that's the thing. It has to be an NPC, and there's still that question of, are we going to be able to do something like hire an NPC to use one of these and have them sit at our base? Like,
I mean, that raises questions, doesn't it? All sorts of questions, because what if you are attacked by a pirate that has a bounty on your NPC under your contract, takes him out? Now, they have said they don't want people earning money or basically, playing the game while they're not even online. But how is that situation going to be handled?
Like, I don't know. It's... give me a second here. I need to...
So Ghost says, cut it in half, add a little more interior, 2 more tires on the back, and sell it to me as a military exploration vehicle. Would you like a door that sort of slides out and it's kind of like this big chunky thing? Say fireproof, acid proof.
But how do they get past? And I don't know. I still want them to get past the.
He wants the Wayland Yutani version.
Yes. No. Even if so, Minavira ground stations need automated turrets. Pretty much, yes. But the question is, how effective are those? I faced 4 of them in a freelancer and took them out, taking no damage to my shields in, a minute or 2. And I'm really bad at this. It's the first time I've played in months, and I can't fly. My problem with this ship is they were joking, or, I mean, they were serious, but on the show, it seemed like the real use for this ground vehicle is to sit outside a landing zone and shoot people that are trying to land. Right? Like, that's what this is for. It's to be a dick. Because you park one of these at your, at the farm that you've claimed with your land claim, and you're off doing something else. It's sitting there empty, and then a ship flies by. One, how do you know it's coming? How do you know there's a hostile ship coming? It shows up. What's the first thing it's going to do? It's going to blow up your friggin' car here. And you're not in it, so you can't do anything about it. You have to run from wherever you are into this thing, then lock on, then start firing. Then the ships have countermeasures. Like, personally, I think it's a useless vehicle. Unless you can have like AI NPCs using one for you, or unless you can park it and then have some sort of automated turret system on it. You park the car, the missile turrets on the back are, AI controlled. They've got attack anything that comes within X range. Then fine, maybe it's useful, unless you can get that load of crock to me.
It's just, for what it is supposed to be, it is right now too short range.
Yeah.
I mean, in real life, the whole reason that these things are effective is because they have massive fucking range. So yeah, and it's like if anyone's played any of the Battlefield series, when you give your engineer the dedicated AI rockets, you're like, that was a waste of fucking time because he's got flares, and that just invalidates my weapon and my entire purpose of being here.
Yep. Oh, look. Let's try and shoot that flare. And by the time I've reloaded my rocket, locked on, and fired again, oh, look, he can just hit another flare. His flare has reloaded.
I mean, this is one of the things that we don't do anymore in aviation is have dogfights, because the range on missiles is so stupidly large, you may never even see the guy that you've just fired a missile at. And that is useful. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if you've got a jet 10 feet away from you, you're just going to be like, oh, it's moved. It's a point. It's right now. It looks okay if you're into that sort of thing, and hopefully, when they actually do properly look at missiles and anti-air, they will take this into consideration and actually make it useful.
You know what they have to do? Missiles move a bit slower. There's no such thing as countermeasures, or like if there are, you've got like 5 of them. And after that, you have to manually dodge the missile. Done. Problem solved. What else did we see this week? Thanks, as always, go out to... excuse me.
I'm sure whoever's name you're about to say is absolutely
sorry.
honored that you
No, thanks as always go
outburst.
to thanks as always go to Haramis for cutting the videos and handing us over the videos so that we can then look at them like this, because he does all the work and I just stand here and blah 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 blah. Bird is the word. Yes. So they talked a little bit about props in the 890. There's some slippers there. Those are hideous slippers. Those bowls, those salad bowls are useless.
Table?
Those salad bowls are useless. You'd put some salad and it would immediately fall over. That thing looks like it's a sex tool. So does that one.
Yeah.
The paintings are nice though. But
I want one that shreds itself.
That shreds itself. Yeah. I'm glad they're adding this stuff. I hope that you can use the knives and the pots and pans to cook someday. That would be fun. I like the chess set. I hope that they make it so that we can actually friggin' play chess. But I like this. I hope that they do more of these sort of paintings and let us put them up in our ships, because especially as you get some of the larger ships, I'd really like to have some modern art on my reclaimer, you know?
Yes, because, you can trust people to do that and not make giant versions of cocks in every single painting.
Sure, that's what modern art is. So there's a very famous museum very, very near to my house. It is. It used to be called the Canadian Museum of Civilization. Right? It's a big deal. It's
They had a museum dedicated to a game.
Yeah. So, famous museum, yada yada. Images. I'm just pulling this up on my phone because it's the easiest way. It's fork. I can't find the image now. I just had it. Anyway, I'm gonna find this in a bit. I need to find it, but the Canadian Museum of Civilization. The overhead view of it. It's a penis. Like straight up.
You had to say that, didn't you?
Yep, I did. Thank you for getting it though.
Yeah. I love how Ghost managed to come up with that acronym so quickly.
That's a good one, actually. I didn't notice that. Okay, so what else have we got? What else have we got this week? Oh wait, no, here it is. Okay, I found the floor plan. I need to save this image. Okay, for our younger viewers, I don't know. It's you can't complain because it's a history museum. So give me a second to pull this up here. I just gotta, get it going. Takes a little bit.
He has real problems trying to get it in the right spot. Although we all know that. Nope, just leaving it.
Where did this save? Oh, that's why. July 27, save. Okay.
Mrs.
There it
Erris is going to walk in and go, "Why are you looking at that building again?"
So here is the floor plan of the Canadian Museum of Civilization. One floor of it. This is the second floor of the museum.
Are they going to do an extension at the end and call it the Prince Albert Museum?
I don't know. I
hope they call that corridor along there the shaft.
It's actually Canada's Hall. Yeah. So just thought I'd share this with you all. I know it's incredibly Star Citizen related, but hey.
This is what happens when there's no Nakara.
It's true. We talk about museums.
Yes.
Okay.
And anyone who says otherwise is just spreading fallacies.
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
I knew I could pull one off.
Oh God. Okay. Let's talk melee combat. They did some melee combat stuff. They're working on melee.
Pelvic Chaos says that's a fight stick. If anyone's gonna know, it's Pelvic Chaos.
Yeah. Yep.
So talking of Pelvic Chaos, this guy and his fists.
It's kind of cool. I mean, good. They're working on melee. I feel like if you have to run up and start punching someone though, you've kind of lost already.
No. This is how you win the game. You sneak onto someone's ship. You run up to them. You punch them. You flip them off with the flip off emote, and then you kick them out the ship and just drive off. Still doing the flip off emote.
Okay, yeah, Ghost.
it-
Good point. Bar fights. Yeah.
Yeah, and in seriousness, what they were looking at there with the camera and stuff is also going to transfer over to VR because, people with VR will famously tell you, do not take away the fucking controls from them, especially the camera.
Yeah.
Especially the camera. So
Yeah.
having as little momentum in there, especially with a fight, it's. I mean, you're going to be confusing yourself anyway. Naturally using VR inputs or keyboard and mouse because there's a natural confusion there, and that's that's just a hardware thing, which I'm sure they'll come up to, but it's keeping it in mind now because one day there will be those motion detectors that are absolutely perfect, and you'll be standing there punching the wall or something, or accidentally punch your TV off the wall, if you're lucky.
Well, one day, Elon Musk's Neuralink will get to the point that you can just plug in and control everything with your mind, and yeah.
Have you seen the state of what some people think these days? I'm not sure I want that.
Yes, I've spent 5 minutes in a chat with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. They even said that it's a long way from ready.
Yeah.
Like, this is not anytime soon. They've got a lot to figure out on this, but I guess it's cool that they're starting it. I think this is more of we've done this. We've got nothing else to really show them for the next patch yet because it's too soon. So here we go with something, you know? Yeah.
Right, yeah, and it is literally just the first thing. Do you remember a while back, quite a while back, 10 for the chairman, I think it was, and Chris was asked about Melee, and he said he would like it so if you went to like a Tavaran dominant world, you could learn Tavaran martial arts and things.
Yeah, but
I wonder if that is still on the table or not.
I don't know. Chris worries me slightly. Anyway, there's a game coming out soon that I'm considering picking up. It's called I don't even know what it is, but it's Rogue Galaxy, the new one, the Rogue Galaxy 2, whatever the hell it's called.
Rogue Galaxy.
Rogue Galaxy, Roger. No, it kind of looks like Freelancer, and it's gonna be done. There's a little, and it's gonna be like $30, and there's just this part of me that's like, I mean,
well, it could be kind of like a Star Citizen light. Sorry, the
Yeah.
way that Insurgency. I was going to call it Insurancy because that's what we call it amongst our peers. Insurgency is kind of like Armor Light.
yes,
It's a very similar game, but you don't have to walk 15 miles to go and get shot in the head by someone you never see.
yeah,
You just have to walk 20 seconds in front of you to get shot.
which is
by
much
an AI.
better.
Yeah.
Though Arma now apparently has a campaign where you make first contact.
Yeah.
I'm interested. But like, I mean, I signed on to Star Citizen right at the very beginning. 7 years ago. Jesus Christ. 2012.
I think you'll find it was about 12 years ago. 16 years. 20 years.
97
I will
years
have
ago.
you know that in 1949, they conceived of Star Citizen.
Yeah, fact. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it wasn't even AD. It was 1949 BC.
Oh wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delays, man.
Feature
Gets you
creep.
every time.
Yep. First, I
Had
mean,
to upgrade
they
from
had
the
to
hieroglyphics
invent. I mean,
engine.
they had to invent language and then like computers, and yeah, it's taken a while. But when I signed on to Star Citizen at the very beginning in the original Kickstarter, the idea was for just a like the idea was Freelancer 2, basically, like a larger, more expansive, more in-depth Freelancer. And even Squadron 42 seems like it's no longer going to be that. It's very much a military campaign. Whereas
Wasn't Squadron always going to be military?
Well, it was, but it seems like it's.
I mean,
the idea
Star
behind it
Citizen
has grown
was-
and grown, right?
yeah, but wasn't. Yeah. But I mean, it's still the principal idea is the next generation wing commander, is it not?
Yeah,
For Squadron.
but the difference between, I guess the difference between Freelancer and Star Citizen and Wing Commander is Star Citizen and Wing Commander are very military focused, right? It's a military campaign. Freelancer was not. It was, and the difference between like Wing Commander was very much you're following the military story and that's it, right? It's the military story through. Freelancer was more there's a story, it's not really 100% military, but you can also just buy a ship and do trading runs or do like just about whatever you want.
So a little bit like the X series.
Yes. And Star Citizen was, in my mind, at least at the beginning, sort of a bit more of that. Like it was a military story, but you'd have more of the freedom of freelancers somehow. I don't know. We all had ideas of what Star Citizen would be when it first was announced, because I don't even think Chris really knew what we were actually going to get. But it sounds to me like Rebel Galaxy Outlaw or whatever it is. It's going to be more like Freelancer 2, and I'm really interested in that, and I'm probably gonna pick it up because of that, and because it's gonna be a done game. There's gonna be no multiplayer; it's single player only. But hey, you know,
Yeah.
Top McRabbit is right. McWabbit, sorry. It's like it's 30 Canadian, so it'll probably be. I think Shiver for you, it's like £5.
Or nope, not.
Oh yeah, not
touching
anymore.
politics.
Not now.
Not touching politics. Let's move on.
Yep. Sorry. Okay. I suppose we should get to some questions. We've got a couple. So here.
What a great first question.
Yeah. Okay. So, yes, Minivira. So about Boris Johnson.
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure I got as many votes as Boris Johnson did.
Don't trigger me. Don't trigger me. No one wants to talk about politics. Let's talk about 3.6 being a beer.
Yes. Okay. I do love this question. I have to rib Shiver sometimes, you know? Model 315.
Look, at least he hasn't eaten a fucking chocolate bar in the House of Commons.
Model 315P asks, if Alpha 3.6 were a beer, what type of beer would it be and why? Now, that's a very interesting question because there are a lot of different types of beer.
Craft beer.
Incorrect.
Craft.
What kind of craft beer?
Star. Craft. Starship. Craft. Craft.
Starcraft?
Yeah, like we call some people call spaceships boats. You can also call them crafts. So, craft beer.
Oh, I get it. That's
It's funny because I explain joke.
I only got it because you explained it. I was sitting here thinking like I mean, it can't be a stout because it doesn't. It's not
Look,
full and
Mohammed's there,
bodied
he's like,
enough.
space, craft, dickhead.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sitting here thinking of like what actual type of beer would it be? Because I feel like it would be. I want to say it would be an IPA, but it's not one of those good IPAs that's like, oh, this is a refreshing drink. It's one of those IPAs that they decided to add too many hops to. So it's an over hoppy, dry IPA that has decided to go with a smoky finish. So it's like, oh, okay, a lot of hops, but still okay, okay, drinking it, and then it hits you with this weird smoky aftertaste that embodies the bugs, and it's like, oh, that just ruined my enjoyment of this beer. Okay. I mean, I was almost on my way to enjoying it, getting through the hops. It was okay, and then the smokiness cut in, and I can't finish this beer.
Whoever the fuck asked that question knows how to stir the passion in your soul.
Yeah, talk about beer. God, it's not complicated. Okay.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. Mr. Squarepeg asks, spoiler! Wait, do I want to read this then, if it's a spoiler? On the ATV on Friday, there was a leak showing that Niiice is going to be the next system. What will be needed to make this happen? I need more info on that leak. I haven't seen it.
The only thing I heard is that people saw a couple of folders in the background. One of them was Earth. I can't remember the name of the other one, but those folders are also in 3.6 client and have been in other clients as well, so it's nothing to be too excited about, I think. But it would also, at the same time, I'm not trying to poo-poo the idea of Niiice, because they did say, Christ, what was it, 4 years ago, that that's going to be the next landing zone, and they were doing some work on it and showed off what they had.
So I think the question here is what's needed to make it happen? And
live sacrifices.
Unless I'm completely mistaken and have missed something recently, then quite frankly, what's needed to make a second system happen is server-side OCS. Like,
I mean, they could do it without server-side OCS. It would be a complete mess. It would be horrible. But they could. They could. It wouldn't be nice. But that's never stopped them before, has it?
I mean, it hasn't. But,
I have missed you heavy, Bob. I fucking love you, dude. How are you? You have been away for a few weeks. I hope you're all right, dude.
Yeah, I'd say that the thing that's needed for a second system, I think they've actually got a number of systems done. I think they're probably up to maybe 4 to 5 systems done, or close enough to done that they can open them up with a couple of planets. Like, I think that
when you say done, what are you defining here as done? Just a couple of planets and terrain, or some actual content in there as well?
I am defining done as planets, terrain, and the procedural systems required to do all of the procedural missions, to be able to take missions in an area and drop them off at a station, because the stations are procedural as well. I am not including like the handcrafted mission givers in that. I don't like. By done, I mean we could go to the system and there would be some planets to explore and some gameplay to do. And okay. I believe that they're probably at 3 or 4 systems, either done or near done.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it would be silly for them to have come this far with Stanton, and literally the only thing that they are sat there working on is Stanton.
Yes.
It would be rather silly, because they could just be like, oh, well, we've just discovered how to do this. Well, let's add it into this. And yeah.
So, done is not a CIG term. I know that, but it's done to the point that they can release it to us, right? Mr. Squarepegs is saying that jump points have been found via a data mine, and there's a link to the Reddit of it. They have said for a long time that might be how they introduce new systems, or at least we've said for a long time that it would be great if that was how they introduced new systems. Sort of there's just a jump point somewhere. If someone finds it, they can go to the new system. That said, I think so here's my thoughts on this. They are further ahead on a couple of systems and on jump points than we expect. Why do I say that? Because jump points and a number of other systems are required for Squadron 42. Squadron 42 is getting closer to the point that it is playable all the way through, which means they almost definitely have to have jump points done for Squadron. They almost definitely have to have at least one other system completely done for Squadron. It might be a system that they don't want us to see. They might hold off on that system, but I believe they said there are 2 to 3 systems at least in Squadron. They might be comfortable showing us at least one of those in Star Citizen before Squadron launches. At the same time, the tech for the game is not there yet. The tech at this point doesn't allow one system to run flawlessly. If they add another one and people jumping through to that other one, I feel like it would only break things even more. So I don't think we're going to see other systems until the core tech required to have them, things like server-side OCS, is in place. That's, I think, what we're waiting on.
I mean, that would make sense as well because of the way that they are building the game of long-term goals rather than short-term rewards. Which is why we are going so fucking long. Why we went fucking years, and all they had to show for it was a dogfighting module. And then suddenly, if you put that in comparison, look at how long they spent on the dogfighting module to look at how much space was in between the dogfighting module and a 2.0 release. 2.0, yeah, okay, it was extremely bare bones. It barely fucking worked. But it was a huge fucking step up from this tiny little bubble to this huge play area that, you know, it worked, kind of, but since then they keep iterating and moving on. So, you know, when you look at it like that, the terms, the time duration between massive leaps forward is getting shorter.
Yep. I personally think that 3.6 is a quite substantial leap ahead over 3.5. Is it ready yet? No. But it is a substantial leap. And I think that's what we're going to see more and more. These substantial leaps of even stuff that's... The playability of it isn't even really on the timeline, the roadmap. There's features on the roadmap, but just... I don't even know, because I seem to remember in 3.5, your MOBA glass, opening MOBA glass, and still did that like open, close, like 13 times before it stuck to being open and you could use it. And that doesn't happen in 3.6. At least it hasn't happened to me. And that was one of the things that pissed me off most when I was playing 3.5 or the patches before. It was like, oh, I can just use my MOBA glass now? That makes the game so much more playable. That is a huge leap ahead. It's a small thing. But anyway. Let's get another question here. Fastcart asks, when do you think would be a good time to build a PC for Star Citizen or Squadron 42? Prices are pretty low, especially for RAM at the moment.
Hold out for RAM. Experts are saying the RAM market is going to crash any day. Like, crash.
I'd say maybe next year. Late next year. But I mean, if you've got something that can run Star Citizen well enough as it is now, just hold out. See how it runs Star Citizen when Star Citizen's optimized. Because right now it hasn't been. Who knows? Maybe you won't even need a new machine. If you do need a new machine, maybe you want to wait until 2020. You never know. Maybe CIG will ink some sort of deal with Stadia, and you can just stream Star Citizen on a Chromebook at 1080p. Who knows? Who knows what crazy thing could happen? I know I'm talking crazy talk. The point is to talk crazy talk. It's who knows what might happen. I'd say just wait until the game might come out, because hey, guess what? Squadron 42 could be delayed another year. And it could be 2023 by the time we see it. You know? It's not like that. It's not like there isn't history of that happening.
There's also at the moment a bit of a weird thing going on with the hardware market with with CPUs, which are quite needed for SC. In that the AMD chips are actually good. People weren't expecting that, least of all Intel. And 3900X is actually beating the 9900K in a lot of things, and they're like, oh fuck.
And Intel might actually...
And then there's the whole Spectre meltdown thing saying, yeah, so you might want to disable hyper-threading if you got hyper-threading. And AMD's just like, more cores.
Yeah. It's Star Citizen and Squadron 42 are far enough away that you might as well just wait and see what the hell happens.
The thing I want to look out for at the moment is what the fuck's going to happen with ray tracing. Even a 2080 RTX can, if you put on ray tracing, it still takes a huge fucking hit.
Also,
and not many games have got it.
Yeah,
but everyone wants it.
Also, I would not be surprised at all if Squadron 42 hit the next consoles. I've expected that all along. Why not? CIG wants to make money on it, and quite frankly, still most people play on a friggin' console, even though that's silly. Why not put it on a console? You can do it. People play on a controller. They'll be happy. Done. Fastcart asks another one. Does everyone in Erris's family like his beard? I'm actually seeing how long I can get away growing this. I have a feeling this is going to disappear when the baby shows up. Yep.
You're going to look really weird without a beard.
I mean, I'm never going to go no beard.
Oh.
Just back to
you're gonna
like...
have a great big mustache.
No, I used to. Not again. Mr. Squarepeg asks...
didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Mr. Squarepeg asks, with CIG hiring a lot more senior and junior network engineers, what are your expectations to having more players in the verse this time next year? I don't know. Is server-side OCS going to be out?
Probably not.
Server-side OCS and then server meshing, and then we'll talk. If they get server-side OCS and server meshing done, there's no reason we couldn't have thousands of players in one server, because it would be multiple servers. Yeah. Guns and Glue. Keep in mind, Star Citizen would brick consoles. Yes, it's too much for consoles. Squadron 42 is another thing entirely. Single-player games can be optimized much, much better than multiplayer games. They can unstream anything that you're not looking at right now. They don't need to deal with someone spawning in 14 freelancers at... Like, it's single player Squadron and multiplayer Star Citizen are completely different beasts. That's why for a long time we've actually been saying that, yeah, Squadron 42 is probably going to hit console. There's no reason it shouldn't. Mr. Squarepeg also asks, in addition to the Niiice leak, there were two folders called OC Earth and OC Moon, with OC meaning object container. Do you think we might be seeing Earth in the PU sooner than expected? No.
Those folders have been in since 3.2, maybe 3.1 on your client. Sorry. It might just be some shared resources.
Yeah. It could be shared resources, could be just legacy folders that they created a long time ago and then left there. Could be anything.
But good eyes. Good eyes.
Fastcart asks, where am I? Erris, Miami and I think you look like Michael Biehn. Can you say this line from Abyss for us? We have no way of warning the surface. And you know what that means? It means whatever happens is up to us.
And I'll say, come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
It's not bad, actually, that one.
I literally don't know who you're referencing, so I can't.
Have you not seen the film Terminator, The Abyss?
No.
You haven't even seen the Terminator.
I mean, I think I saw it once, like, 20 years ago. Aliens, no.
How can we be around the same age, yet you have no fucking culture?
Around the same age? I'm like 47 years younger than you. Also, there's only...
I don't believe you.
There's only one Schwarzenegger movie that matters. It's the one movie that you have to watch to be certified a man. No, Commando. You are not a man until you've seen Commando. I've seen Terminator. I just haven't seen
The Running Man.
Possibly.
It's done like a game show, but you're going to die and there are gladiators after you. It's pretty cool.
No, I don't think I've seen it,
It was actually a Stephen King novel originally.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very actiony.
No, I haven't seen that one.
That's a good one. Very old. Good.
I didn't like Predator as much. Commando is top tier for me. Ashley asks, do you think we'll be able to link up radar systems with one another to guide torpedoes and missiles beyond their original ship or vehicle detection range? So, for example, I've got a Tally in orbit, and you have a turtle closer to the ground to take out a ballista.
I like that idea.
I like the idea.
I mean, that's certainly what happens.
Yeah.
It certainly could happen. I really like that idea. I don't see any technological reason why. The only thing that would come down to is balancing it.
So here's a fun fact.
I really dig that idea.
I also dig the idea. Here's a fun fact. For those of you that like Commando, because Commando is possibly the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and as everyone knows, one of the best Christmas movies, or the best Christmas movie of all time, is Die Hard.
Batman Returns.
Die Hard. Die Hard was originally Commando 2.
Is that why Bruce Willis doesn't wear any underwear?
Yes.
Ah.
Commando 2, all in the laundry. Fastcart asks, who was that other guy in this week's Inside Star Citizen? He never introduced himself.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well. I was like, Jesus, Jared's changed, isn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he's one I think he's one of the video guys.
If anyone's going to know, it's going to be Fastcut. All he has to do is just tweet, and then the entire staff and community are like, "Oh, it's Fastcut. We know him." And yeah, he'll find out. Get the whole cast list, probably an autograph or something. Buy his honey buns.
Fastcart has another one. Have you talked about the court update yet? The court case update. I haven't. I saw something briefly.
Do you want TLDR?
Yeah, TLDR for me. Gaz Grammaticus actually says that he's from the lore team. He writes lore. Cool, thanks. Sure.
Oh, hi. So, without going into the ins and outs, basically, the courts have said, well, Crytek should pay CIG 500k.
All right.
They may not. Yeah. They may not have to. That's going into the ins and outs and things.
But it's still.
I think CIG's argument might have been a little bit too good.
But it's still. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry, put up a bond. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, but a bond is basically, if they want the court case to continue, they have to put up $500,000 because they're liable to lose anyway. Right? Anyway. I'd say that Crytek having to post a bond is really good news for CIG. It means that the court already thinks that CIG has a better case, and they basically want Crytek to really own this argument because, yeah. Fastcart asks, what are you most looking forward to of the new Marvel movies and series? I don't know. I haven't actually looked at them too much. I'm kind of looking forward to a Black Widow standalone. It's something that should have happened years ago, and I'm glad for that.
Oh, that Joker movie that's coming in October. I'm willing to give the Batman movie a go, even though it's got Sparkly Vampire Go in it. I'll be open-minded.
I am
was a comedian
willing,
before he was Batman.
I am way more willing to give Sparkly Vampire Boy a chance at Batman than I was to give Chin McChinface the bad part of Matt Damon.
Well, I thought he did a great Batman, but he was a terrible Bruce Wayne. And that's one of the things with that role is you are taking on like 2 or 3 different roles at once because, yeah,
but that's most superheroes. What's his name? The kid that's doing Spider-Man.
But it's a bit different with Batman in that Batman thinks of himself as Batman, not Bruce Wayne, whereas Superman thinks of himself as Clark Kent, not Superman.
But anyway, let's not get into this. Okay. Ashley asks, why is the Freelancer the best ship? Good question. It's
because
just
it looks
it's
like
versatile.
a little tiny T-Rex in space.
It's versatile. It can do almost anything. The Miss has just so many missiles. It's got some room, but it's not too sluggish that you can't use it. No, it's just the perfect ship. Yeah. Zaith asks, when will server meshing actually be complete to allow more than 50 people on a server? Only asking in hopes that a CIG dev watches this. Even if they did watch it, they're not going to say when it's going to be complete because, let's be honest here, they have no fucking clue.
I think it'll be a Thursday.
I'm thinking question mark. Honestly, they have no idea. It's one of those, there's a shit ton of work for them to do, and it could take them forever. It could be tomorrow someone has just a ridiculous breakthrough and it's done. Like, there is no way of knowing. Okay, we've got a number of questions from Heavy Bob. Here we go. Thank you, Heavy Bob, for the series of questions. Should they remove auto gimbals from the games? They provide more sustained damage than the best pilots flying fixed. No.
These are outright remove. No. Tweak balance. Yeah. But I think the point here is, it's basically the game is coming with hacks built in.
Sorry, what are we what are we talking about auto gimbals with?
Well, he's saying that the auto gimbals on a ship can track a target much quicker than some of the best pilots can track manually in a game, and that is basically a fucking hack. People will pay money for that for Battlefield 4.
So I think what's going to happen, for a long time on ships, there have been component spots for targeting computers. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to see when those components start to come in, then you're going to start to have different ranks and brands of targeting computers that will reduce the efficacy of the auto aim. and they will no longer be hacks. It's going to take longer to acquire a target, or there'll be a little bit of lag, or like there's going to be inefficiencies put into the system through those targeting computers, but they are not a component yet. So I think that CIG have just left it.
The philosophy behind the design is like the chess mat. You can push one stat up, but another stat's going to go down. That's what they have said the plan is, and
Yes.
I don't think they've ever changed from it. So I don't want the situation that we have now, whereas gimbals are better than
Yes.
a pilot. And I don't think when the game is released and when they get to that stage, like you just said, it will be at that point. And there certainly would not be or should not be a tracking computer you can just stick in your ship and that's an I win button.
I think it is going to be yes, those systems are designed to help people who can't shoot very well, but I think the idea right now is that they're too good. They are not going to be that good in the end, but I think it's a lot more work for CIG right now to gimp those systems, to cut the efficacy of those systems, than it is for CIG to just leave it and affect that later through the component system. I'm pretty sure that's going to be through the component system, but it's a great question.
I suppose if they wanted to, they could be more active on balancing it and keeping this balanced. But it's another thing for a game that's not released yet that they would have to maintain like a release game in every patch and test out. Yeah.
Another question from Heavy Bob. Hover mode, does it work? Statistically, there's more space than planets, so I don't care. I personally feel like it works. I got to fly around with it today. I really enjoyed it. I think they're probably going to fix it up a bit more, but I like it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I was killing stuff on a planet, and it felt good. I liked it. Another from Heavy Bob. Would you like Squadron 42 if it was left on a cliffhanger?
It's probably going to be. But I don't think it's going to affect my enjoyment of the overall story because the amount... you enjoy the story. It's like when you watch a movie for the second time, you still enjoy it. But I don't think the ending's going to be, unless it's a really bad ending that completely stuffs everything up and just erases everything that I've just done, which, no. It's
not going to be a cliffhanger. It's going to be this section of the story is done. ... Oh, what's this big mysterious thing coming in? Like there's gonna be a lead to the next one, but it's not. Ah, damn it! It's not gonna be full on cliffhanger. Like it's gonna be.
I reckon there will be some cliffhangers and things that carry over. I'm still expecting it to be a major cliffhanger, to be quite honest. I do expect, to be continued. ... It's not going to affect my enjoyment one way or the other. It's just, if that's the story, that is the story, and I'll enjoy the story probably.
Another from Heavy Bob. Pissing into the toilets. What debuff should a player get for pissing on the seat or not taking regular dumps? The shakes. The wobbles.
Debuffs. If your partner is on the ship, you should have the nag debuff.
The side to side. The side to side.
You can't run or walk. You can only do the waddle.
Yep. Another one from Heavy Bob. Are you encountering less players because of the expansion of the Star Citizen universe? I didn't encounter a single person. I encountered a bunch of NPCs, AI ships, which was nice, but no, I didn't encounter any other people, and I don't expect to really until server-side OCS allows. Bye, Mac. I'll see you in a couple hours. Go have fun. Do you know where you're going yet? Oh.
I'm not going.
Yeah? Okay, go have fun.
He's gone.
Love you, Mac Mac.
I'll come to your podcast.
I will. Bye, Mac Mac.
Okay.
Love you too. I don't expect to see more players until server-side OCS can increase the player count. The map is too big for 50 players right now.
Not only that, but it's like you got to be pretty dedicated to actually test right now, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. You complete the gameplay loops pretty quickly, then it's just down to bug tracking and
Yep.
You gotta
Another
be-
from Heavy Bob. Quantum travel times, are they still good, or are they just a mechanic for CIG to justify people buying a better ship due to the grueling punishment of 20 minutes and overheating in smaller ships?
Wait, where's my foil?
That's how I feel about the variance in quantum travel times between small and large ships. I still think that one of the biggest problems that Star Citizen is going to encounter is that traveling from Port Olisar to Hurston in a freelancer is 15 minutes of jack shit. It's boring as fuck. It's ass. It is just straight ass. I don't want... One of the things I always hated in World of Warcraft was having to get on those frickin' ships or those frickin' air things, and you've got to wait 10 minutes for one to actually show up, and then you get on it, and you're waiting another 15 minutes for it to leave and get to its damn destination. And it's like, okay, well, I'm doing nothing for the next half hour. Thanks, game. This is exactly what I wanted to do. No, my time is limited. I've got an hour and a half to play this game while baby is asleep in the other room. That's all the time I have. And if half of that time for me is traveling from Port Olisar to Hurston, well, guess what? I'm going to play something else. Speed up the bloody quantum travel times, for fuck's sake.
Or do fucking something. I mean, that is the plan, is to do something with it, but I hate travel
But I
times
don't even...
in all games.
What they're talking about is, oh, you can get up out of your ship and do something on your ship. Well, on the freelancer, I've got nothing to do. I don't have a pool table like on an 890 jump. What am I going to do? I'm going to sit there and
Talk to
twiddle
your
my
friends.
friggin'
I don't
thumbs.
have any
Or-
friends to talk to. I don't want to fucking talk to my fucking friends. I want to play a fucking game. If
Yeah.
I want to talk to me fucking friends, I'll open up fucking Discord and talk to the constables.
I also don't... I don't like the idea of, yes, come play our game, and while you're playing the game, watch something else, because there's nothing to do in the game. That's bull.
and-
Why don't I just go watch something instead? I'm not doing anything in Star Citizen that
It's
way.
one of the basic principles of any game is keep your player engaged for 15 minutes. It's
Heavy
not
Bob?
engaging. And I'm not saying that that's final, and I know they're going to look at it. I know they're going to do something, but that's even if they do something, that's just too long.
Minivira, I'm really worried about those built-in brakes, because you can't assume that break will be safe, because CIG have said at some point that you might get attacked during quantum travel, which now means that not only are you taking 15 minutes to get somewhere, you can't even go and have a piss during that 15 minutes, because you might get attacked and blown off while you're off on the loo. And that is bull. It's, if I have to be there just in case I get attacked, don't make me spend 15 minutes jacking off, doing bullshit all. It is bad game design. The length of those long quantum jumps is, quite frankly, period, punto e basta, bad fucking game design.
I mean, if you're jacking off on that quantum jump, what are you going to do for the other 14 and a half minutes?
Exactly. Clean up, I guess.
What was the next question?
I don't know. Way to get me ranting, Heavy Bob. Jeez.
They're good questions.
I like them. Mr. Squarepeg, are you looking forward to the Disney Snoop Dogg film? What? Moving on. Oh God, we've got like 10 minutes and a million questions. Okay, I want to try and get through these. Heavy Bob asks, are missiles overpowered? No, I believe currently they're underpowered because all you have to do is launch chaff and they do jack shit.
They're underwhelming.
Yep. Gaz asks, do you think drones should be modular arms and roles, etc., that can be changed? In other words, equipment arms or different tools to equip on the drones?
Yes.
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 Yep.
Like
Gaz
like,
also
do you remember
asks... Sorry.
Exocomp from Star Trek Next Generation.
There you go. Gaz also asks, what do you think of a liquid metal composite spray for repair? It can be stored in canisters and used by drones. I think that's kind of how it's going to work in the end anyway, if you read the repair post from way back of like different materials.
I wonder how he'd know that. Suspicious. But there's one thing you got to be careful of with liquid metal: if it becomes sentient and tries to kill John Connor.
Gaz also asks, are you looking forward to all the physicalization of ship components? I am so I can board people's ships and steal them.
Yes. Fuck
yes.
I want that, unlawful bad engineer who comes with me on every ship run. He's just sat there going, yeah, I'm gonna gut the shit out of this. And you just see this spark weld coming out of everything. And you're like, yeah, that's a good haul.
I was looking at the Freelancer Mist today. That's what I was flying around in. I have seen Terminator. I just don't think it's as good as a movie as everyone thinks it is. I was flying around in the Mist today, and I was in the back of the Mist.
That's a good movie too.
In the back of the Mist?
No, The Mist.
Oh, The Mist. I thought you were saying that In the Back of the Mist is a good movie, which I don't know. I haven't.
Well, that's a different kind of movie.
Yes. So I was in the back of the Mist, and I was looking at the walls, and there's all of the the ports for shields or for coolers or for to access the components. And I was sat there thinking, this is the cargo goes right in front of these components. So I fill up on cargo, and I get hit, and I got to send the engineer running back. And before he can even access the components, he's got to play Tetris to move the boxes out of the way as quickly as possible. I love it. I'm so excited for that. That to me is the good shit.
That is how you get a genuine, authentic engineer, because he's going to complain and bitch like, fucking boxes, fucking just want to repair your fucking ship. Fucking fuck you.
Yep.
Brilliant. Like a real engineer.
Gaz asks, where is my dominance-sized 4 energy scattergun?
That's very specific. Is it in the gun shop with the pulse rifle in the 40 hertz range? Another reference he won't get.
Yeah, I don't get it. Gaz asks, what do you think of scanning being super long distance? In other words, from orbit scanning an entire side of a moon for secret outposts. I think that's kind of eventually the idea of something like the Turtle. Different ships will have different scan ranges. The Turtle will be able to scan longer range. The Endeavor's front half, the
it's got
shitty
the
ship
telescope thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, the shitty ship that no one likes. What's it called? The Corsair, the Crack, the Carap,
the Crucible.
Yeah, the Crucible. Gaz also asks, are you worried that Squadron 42-2 will take all the resources from the PU every year and will be in the same boat for lack of PU content? Not at all. Once they have the engine and everything set and the no, I'm not.
Assets can be shared. Systems can be shared.
Yeah. Once they have the engine set, Heavy Bob, they don't. It's not yet, but once it is, then all of that is free to work on Star Citizen. Gaz also asks, do you think that they've made different alien races and animals and are waiting for a good AI to implement them. Don't know. That's one I've been wondering about for a while. They're very far behind on making alien life, it seems, for other planets, given that there needs to be more than like 3 unique aliens per planet that has alien life. So far, they're getting away with it by everything being barren and desolate, but at some point, they need to get on those. I think they're probably working on them. We've seen some concept arts here and there, but we don't know the extent yet. Do you think these are all still gas? So I'm just gonna go through them. Do you think the walk and jog and run speed should be increased, or do you think, for the purposes of not having a heart attack, we should be able to run for a lot longer?
Faster, longer, better, harder.
Yes. Never apologize for asking too many questions. There's no such thing. I don't know if it actually is in there or not yet, but I'd imagine as you weigh yourself down with heavier equipment and more items, your speed and stamina use will decrease. Like, you'll be slower and you'll use more stamina to go faster, and you'll run out of breath more quickly. And I would hope that when that happens, running with nothing on, naked, as you know you're supposed to, you'll be a lot faster, and you won't start wheezing like a 1920s vacuum cleaner after about 12 seconds. What mechanic or job role do you think you will both be doing the most once they're in the PU? Shiver's just gonna blow people up. And I want to do...
That's not a role or a job. That's just passion.
Yeah, that's a lifestyle for you. And I want to do exploration and shit like that. I like the investigation missions. Do you think that they'll elaborate them on any time in the next 5 years? Thinking of the Alien film here.
I hope so.
I haven't done one yet, but I hope so. Do you think they should have already put in dirt roads and paths that lead to outposts and cities, as they showed off in the cave tech vid? They can create paths dynamically and procedurally. They actually, well before they showed off anything for the caves, showed off that they do have procedural dynamic road creation. They have shown off the ability to create roads, and have said that they want to create roads between cities and have those roads be populated by cars and vehicles and trucks and such. So it will happen. I believe it's just a matter of time until they do put it in. One of the problems, however, is so far the planets that we have, everything on them is so far apart that the roads almost make no sense. Like, why would you drive 14 hours to the next little tiny outpost?
Why do they have fucking roads with fucking wheels on fucking cars when we have fucking spaceships and we should all be fucking flying fucking cars?
Because none of their friggin' cars, like, all of the car vehicles have wheels. Should they be hover?
Why?
Yes!
Why can't we fucking fly? We have spaceships. I want to fucking fly. It makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Have you not seen the Ashidar?
No.
They got all the fucking traffic flowing with... Oh, God.
It's... One would think there's something about efficiency and you can get... I don't know, it's dumb.
It's rule of cool over...
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is. It's rule of cool. It's... Do you think that they'll add...
A lot of things, any game, virtually, if you start questioning its logic, it's fucking stupid. It really is. It's just, don't start questioning it too much because it doesn't make sense.
Why did that imp that I killed drop 4 crowns, like 4 purple crowns that are better than anything I picked up?
Why do I keep chasing this fucking princess into castles? She keeps getting fucking kidnapped. Fuck it, I'm gonna go and have sex with the mushroom.
Oh, jeez. Pelvic chaos, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Apologies.
Sorry.
That's our bad. Do you think that they'll
He's
add?
new, I think.
Yeah, sorry.
Not anymore.
Sometimes we get a little sweary. Sometimes we don't. It all depends on the questions asked. I apologize profusely. Do you think that they'll add content that's so hidden that the first person to find it will be able to name it or have an in-game celebration for finding it? Yes, that has been one of Chris's plans since the beginning. The first person to find a planet will be able to name it. The first person to find a jump point will be able to, the first person to discover stuff will have options naming stuff. They will probably curate it a bit. They won't let you name something that Pelvic Chaos's daughter should not listen to. But yes, people will be able to name...
His name is Pelvic Chaos!
Yeah, I'm sorry there.
How did we know we were going to offend him?
Okay, Heavy Bob, we're getting to the end of these questions. I'm calling it off here. I'm getting to the end of these questions and we're done. No more questions. If you ask another question, it'll be answered next time. So here we go. Heavy Bob has a couple more. Data in the Captain Picard show goes rogue during the destruction of Romulus. Data calls up Hugh and uses a Borg cube to rescue Romulans by assimilating them before the sun supernovas. Captain Data is a hero, but his disregard for humanity is put into question in the series. No question, just wanted to spoil it.
I've heard way better. It's not bad. I've heard better theories.
Heavy Bob asks, does CIG even know what they are doing? Portions of it, very, very much so. Other portions of it, yeah, no, not a friggin' clue.
I mean, yeah, not in a derogatory way, but simply because the way that they're doing these things hasn't quite been done in this exact way, so there's no example to go by.
Are they winging it on things like server-side OCS, server meshing, stuff like that? Yes, 100% winging it. Are they winging it on ship creation, procedural tools, stations, procedural planets? No, they've got that they've got that on lock. They know exactly what they're doing for those. So yes, they're winging it in some places, and in others, not at all. They know their shit. Look at the amount of fundraising that they've got. They know how to fundraise. Look at the progress that they've got on ships. They've got so many bloody ships now. Like, so many bloody ships, and they're pumping them out so fast. We never even knew that the stupid ballista was coming, and then it's, not only is it here, it's drivable day one. Like, there's stuff that they have 100% on lock, and there's other stuff that they haven't figured out yet, but they will. Do you think that the marketing department is making Star Citizen, or are game designers who are experienced making Star Citizen? Game designers, 100%. Are the marketing department influencing certain decisions with when to show off ships and when to show off different aspects of the game? 100%. That's what they're supposed to do. It's marketing. Does the marketing department probably do surveys and analysis and say, okay, we probably need a ship that does this or a vehicle that does this. What can you give us? Yes. And then the dev team goes, no, we don't need that right now, but we can give you one of these. Would you like one of these things? Because these are things that we need anyway. And the marketing team will say, yes. Like it's...
So the marketing team are the guys that are talking to Epic about making Star Citizen and Squadron Epic exclusive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Makes sense.
No, I don't
It's a
think
fucking joke.
Yeah. I don't think that marketing pitches the idea and then the game designers try to make it happen. I think it's worse. I think that Chris pitches the idea and then the game designers have to make it happen. That was a joke. I'm being funny.
I wonder how often Aaron does actually say, Chris, no.
I know it is. I know it's happening. But then again, that's what I signed on for. I signed on for Chris being able to say, I want this. Do it. And then it happens. Another one from Heavy Bob.
A lot of us paid for a Chris Roberts game, and That's what we want is the Chris Roberts game.
Yep. Another one from Heavy Bob. Did you buy the dump truck, Ballista, and how would you use it? I did not. I had a good rant about the Ballista earlier in the cast. I do not like it. I do not think it is useful. I dislike the Ballista.
Can you imagine? Now, I'm going to use a term here from the Battlefield games. That I'm not actually going to use that term because it could be easily be misconstrued. It begins with J, and it's of a holy war. And basically, you in Battlefield 2142, you got a Jeep, you covered it in C4.
Yes.
You drove, and then you got out at the last minute. And now, I wonder if you could do something similar with the Ballista.
Yes, the jousting Jeep. Jeep jousting was a thing. So were airplane knife fights. You get someone flying the airplane, you get two people on the wings, and you knife fight on the wing of the airplane. Back in
That's awesome.
I think it was back in 1942, because they didn't really have physics in the planes, so you could stand on the we used to have airplane wing knife fights because we were cool. But no, I didn't buy it. I don't like it. I think it was ass. If you had a magic wand, what would you change about Star Citizen right now? The travel time. Travel time. I know what Sure would say, but Ashley gets the last.
I'm trying to think of.
Ashley gets the last question.
Answer.
Ashley gets the last question here. Do you think that Tessa Bannister will get a bigger role when she returns? Yes.
Something on the stairs.
Heavy Bob, I would not fire Chris. I think that recently probably the best thing possible for the project has happened in that Chris seems to have... I don't know if there's like been a lid put on Chris, but he's not coming up with ideas as much anymore. It's like they've been like, Chris, this is it. We're at the level. Now we have to do this. And I think you're starting to see a lot more of Aaron, because Aaron has run a really successful game studio for many years, pumping out actually some of the best games that are out there. The Lego series of games are consistently excellent. And he ran the studio that did those.
Lego game bricked my PC.
Really?
No, I just wanted to do the pun.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think that between Aaron and Eric Kyron Davis, like between the studio heads, Chris has now farmed things off more to the studios. The studios are also now a lot more established. There was definitely some Wild West times in Star Citizen and with CIG a couple of years ago when they were still sort of figuring out what each of the studios would do. They were still sort of figuring out the tools that they'd use and the processes and everything. And I think that's sort of been solved now. And I think that we're starting to see a lot more results because of it. I think they still have a lot. There's still a long way to go. There's still a lot that they have to do. But I think you're starting to see some more progress and some more consistent progress. Even if 3.6 was a couple of days late, it seems to be a little bit more stable than 3.5. It's definitely a lot more playable than 3.5. Like they are making that progress. It's still an alpha, but I think we're finally starting to get some measurable, consistent progress that we didn't have for a long time. Heavy Bob, I really appreciate you asking all the questions. Same to...
I want to say you get a fair, unfair amount of shtick out there. You're entitled to your opinion, and I think you've been polite, mature. You've asked really good questions. You're all right, dude. I was genuinely worried when I hadn't seen you for a couple of weeks and thought, are you all right?
I don't object to anyone asking questions, because guess what? I've got questions too.
No long division, no.
No math. Don't get me to do math. But I've got my questions about Star Citizen 2, just like any of us should have. It's just like any of us should have about any game that isn't released. If it's not there and we can't sit down and play it done, I don't know. I don't know yet. Thank you all so much for watching and listening and hanging out and asking questions. Thank you, Heavy Bob. Thank you, Gaz. Thank you, Mr. Squarepeg and Fast Cart and Ashley. Thank you all.
Miami.
Miami.
Don't forget Miami.
Everyone. Just everyone. I like you all. This is good.
Don't forget Carbide Edge every week.
Carbide Edge and Nighthawk. Nighthawk actually offered to come on as a third really quickly, and I would have, but I'm really bad at rejiggering the layout, and I was like, I can't do that on the fly. I can't do it. So, but I really appreciate that offer. Like, just seriously, thank you everyone for coming and hanging out and watching. I believe there's an Astro Pub tonight in about 2 hours. You should go over and watch that because he's actually better at this than we are. I think it's this.
We're sorry, Pelvic Chaos.
Podsat. Is it Podsat? Yeah, Podsat. Go watch some Astro Pub later. I haven't updated that in a while. You know what? Go try out 3.6 sometime soon, or maybe wait for 3.7. But you know what? If you haven't tried it in a while, go try out Star Citizen. See where it's at. Because, I mean, don't put lots of time in. Give it an hour or two. See where it's at. See what you think. And come back next week and ask us some more questions. Give us some comments. Throw us your pineapples, specifically the ones shaped like hot dogs. We like those. They're moist and delicious. Thank you all.
Pineapple apple pen?
Yes. No, I don't know what that is. I don't get the reference. Yeah, if there are some, I mean, you can't do much about the bugs, unfortunately. So if you do have bugs, just wait for the next numbered patch is my advice. It's an alpha for a reason. Yeah, I'm, what am I doing now? What am I doing now? Oh yeah, I'm going to a good friend's to drink heavily, and that's it. So have a good time, everyone. Drink heavily, imbibe pineapples, and we'll see you in. Oh, how do I don't even know how to raid anyone. I'm literally
/ raid and then type the name of the channel.
But I have to like find someone. I can't raid. Is Astro on right now? I don't think Astro's on right now.
Base. You got the base. You've always got the base. Dead Air coming back pretty soon. If you love music, don't come.
Oh, oh, Pub is live. Okay, how do I do this?
Oh, is he?
Is it /raid?
Raid the Astro Pub.
Astro Pub? If this works, thanks everyone and bye. If it doesn't, I
think it worked.
I hope it worked.
Tits, menge, clunge. Is it working? Clunge. Oh.
Okay, so now what? Do I, like, stop?
Mm.